Before Zimbabwe, there was Rhodesia, a name imposed by British colonizer Cecil John Rhodes. For nearly a century, a white minority ruled, controlling land, business and government, while the black majority faced harsh discrimination. The system enforced racial separation, stripping the original inhabitants of rights and opportunities. Rhodesia's name itself erased centuries of African history, including the legacy of the Kingdom of Zimbabwe and the Great Zimbabwe Ruins, evidence of a sophisticated pre-colonial civilization. Black Africans were forced off ancestral lands into overcrowded, poor tribal trust lands. And in cities they lived in segregated townships, working low-wage jobs. Education and healthcare were restricted, trapping families in poverty. Strict laws and a powerful security force crushed any opposition. In 1965, Prime Minister Ian Smith's government declared independence from Britain, refusing majority rule. The world rejected this move, but the message was clear: the minority would not give up power peacefully. This set the stage for a long, bitter struggle for liberation. The Second Chimurenga, or War of Liberation, erupted in the 1970s as black nationalist movements fought for self-determination and land. ZANU, led by Robert Mugabe, and ZAPU, led by Joshua Nkomo, launched guerrilla attacks from neighboring countries, relying on rural support despite harsh reprisals. The war brought fear and hope. Villages faced collective punishment, but the struggle forged a powerful sense of national identity. Songs, political education, and the courage of young fighters inspired millions. After years of conflict and international pressure, the 1979 Lancaster House Agreement forced negotiations. A ceasefire and the first democratic elections followed. In 1980, Zimbabwe was born. The long fight ended white minority rule. Robert Mugabe became the nation's first prime minister. Independence in 1980 sparked hope and celebration. Bob Marley's Zimbabwe echoed as the new flag rose. The government promised reconciliation, equality, and prosperity. Early years saw major progress: free primary education, expanded healthcare, and rising literacy and life expectancy. Mugabe urged whites to stay and help build the nation, and for a time the economy remained stable. Yet, beneath the optimism, land ownership remained unresolved. Most fertile land stayed with the white minority due to the Lancaster House Agreement. The government's slow land reform frustrated many. The willing buyer, willing seller approach failed to deliver real change. This unresolved land issue became a ticking time bomb. The promise of 1980 would soon be tested by old divisions. By the 1990s and 2000s, Zimbabwe's early promise faded. The fast-track land reform of 2000, meant to address historic injustices, led to chaotic, often violent farm seizures. Commercial agriculture collapsed, triggering food shortages and economic freefall. Hyperinflation wiped out savings. The Zimbabwean dollar became worthless. Political repression intensified. Opposition parties like the MDC faced violence and rigged elections. International sanctions followed, deepening the crisis. Healthcare and education systems crumbled, millions emigrated, draining the country's talent. Daily life became a struggle for survival. Queues for bread, fuel, and cash became the norm. The dream of prosperity was replaced by hardship and uncertainty. Zimbabwe's brightest days seemed a distant memory. Yet Zimbabweans have shown remarkable resilience. In bustling markets, teachers and nurses, the spirit of survival endures. A new, educated generation uses technology and art to demand change and imagine a better future. In 2017, Robert Mugabe's 37-year rule ended, sparking hope for renewal. The transition opened space for new conversations, though challenges remain. Zimbabwe's future rests with its people, resourceful, hardworking, and determined. Rebuilding trust and democracy is key to fulfilling the promise of independence. The journey from Rhodesia to Zimbabwe is a story of struggle, hope, and unbreakable spirit.